Welcome to Two Tickets and a Tangent, where we talk travel and then immediately get distracted. We're Danielle and Emily, two travel advisors with Visit Mickey Vacations and Start Stuff Travel. And we are friends sharing real conversations, real trips, and all the random thoughts in between. Okay, so we are talking frequently asked questions today. Um, And we actually had started this chat before we recorded. So we're just going to continue it because,
I'm gonna
again, we
jump
get
in.
easily distracted. We were just talking about what we do when we have clients who want to go on vacation, but don't know what they want to do, where they want to go, how they want to get there. Literally, like, don't know what we want. We just know we want. What do you do
Right,
with that?
right. Like I just want to get away. Or
Hmm.
it's this particular guest. It's her and her husband's 10th anniversary. They only have a weekend. And she's just like, I really feel like we should do something, but like what, you know? Oh, when I started talking to her, I was like, okay, well, let's try to narrow this down. Do you want to, first of all, narrowing it down to only having a weekend, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that cuts a lot out. So that kind of helps to narrow things down. But then I kind of started throwing out a few ideas like a short cruise. There are weekend cruises, like kind of a short escape type of thing. And they're actually pretty popular, pretty fun. I just did one recently myself.
Hmm.
And also thought about, do you want it to be within driving distance? Because you're thinking like, oh, if you only have a weekend, you don't want to spend like Friday and Sunday flying and then really only have one day. And kind of thinking about like proximity to like where are they, depending on
Hmm.
like where can they drive. But ultimately, uh, I just said, hey, take a look at my social media, flip through what looks good. You know, if they're looking at like cruises or you went and like for example, we have maybe a post where I like to eat food, I like to show the food. Like, are you a foodie? You know,
Hmm.
are you are you a Disney person, or an amusement park person, a cruise person, a beach person? Do you just need to get away and be quiet?
On your intake form, because we both obviously have intake forms because we have a lot of people going a lot of places. Um, on my intake form, I always ask, what do you do for fun?
Great question.
And it's even for people who are doing like theme parks, or I know that they're going on a cruise, or they have a destination in mind. I always ask that question because
Yeah,
it helps me tailor the vacation to them. But I think
yeah,
for people who are like the big like question mark over their head, like, I don't know, I just want,
right.
that is a great question to
Yeah,
ask is like, what do you do for fun? Are
yeah.
you a sit by the pool and read kind of a person, or are you a like get up and go? Because you might want to send someone to a national parks. It's the
Right,
200, they're celebrating 250th anniversary birthday of America. National parks are the place to be right now. So
right,
you
right.
might want to send them to California so that they can walk through the redwoods.
Yeah,
Like, like that's a really fun question that I like to ask is like,
yeah,
what do
that's a
you
great
do?
one.
Or there are people too, like I know we have an agent who is within our agency who she does a scrapbook cruise every single year.
Right. Your interest. Like, do we
Yep.
have somebody who does a knitting cruise? I feel like I heard that
I
too.
yeah, I think I saw
Knitters.
that in
Yeah,
our group too, which is awesome. So if you're a knitter or a scrapbooker, we have great group rates for some cruises that you might want to jump onto. We
yeah.
actually have someone who's sending someone to the Olympics. I saw.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And one thing I was thinking about, see, I'm about to tangent. Here we go. I'm gonna go off on a tangent.
That's our job.
Um, one thing I was thinking about this morning is I love Broadway. My family loves Broadway. And for us, New York is not difficult to get there. It's
Same.
drivable, but it's also pretty easy to hop on an Amtrak train to get there.
Hmm.
And I started thinking about um, that would be a great weekend. A weekend in New York. See some shows, have some good food. That could be a lot of fun. I actually have been thinking about, this is why I said it's a tangent. Um, I don't know if you heard, and I'm probably not going to say her name correctly, but we're big Pentatonics fans in our house. And we also love the musical Six. And
Mm,
Kristen Maldonado is about
hmm.
to start performing. I can't remember which one of the wives she's going to
She
be.
she's gonna be Anne Boleyn, right? She's taking over for
Anne Boleyn,
Dylan
that's
Mulvaney.
it.
Yep,
Anne
she's
Boleyn,
taking
yes,
over
in the
for
musical Six.
yeah.
And
I
I was
okay,
like, I want to go.
girl. I we watched them because I'm a big acapella fan. Like before even like what's the acapella movie that came out that everyone loved? Pitch Perfect. Like
Oh, yeah,
before
yeah.
that came out, um, they were Pentatonics was on Sing Off with
Yes, right.
we watched them. I saw them at the House of Blues in Boston with like, I don't know, maybe 250 other people. Like there was no one, like there was so
That's
no one
so
was there.
cool.
It's like we love them so much. So it's like
We do
that makes me
too.
happy.
Yeah,
I don't
they're
know.
like a
We might.
Christmas tradition for us. They do their Christmas. It's like 90 minutes away. It's so easy. And their Christmas concert just like, I don't know, it kind of kicks off the season for us. It just
Yeah.
gets you in the spirit. But yeah, so like stay tuned. I've been thinking about attempting like a group
Well,
trip.
if you, yeah, I think NYC is about equidistant from from
Oh,
me
so we could
also.
meet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We
Because if you
could.
guys
So
don't
comment
know,
below if you want to go with us.
we have never met in person. So
Right. We
we're just
virtual
best
friends.
we're just besties.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have like do you mind
Okay.
if I switch topics? Because
Get us back on track. Get us
I
back on
have
track.
questions. And this is about the most organized you will ever see me because I don't do organized. Um, but it's the squirrel in my brain. Um, but okay, so we just discussed a couple of the things that we can book, but I'm sure a very frequently common asked question of you is you're the Disney girl. Do you just book Disney?
Mm,
Because I
yes.
get that all the time. Do
And I
you
think
just book Disney?
I don't just book Disney. I book everything. It's funny because like I will admit, I mean like Disney is like, I don't know, kind of my personality. And right, like, and I love it. Like, I love it so much. But I love to travel. Like, I love to go do things with them. Like, so, like, we're very big Broadway fans. We've seen
Hmm.
actually a lot of Broadway shows. We love it. We just went to Paris. And
Hmm.
yes, I went to Disneyland Paris. Yes, I did. But I also went and saw all the sights and experienced the food because I want to get out there and see the world. We love cruising. Yes, I love Disney cruises, but I also love other cruises. The experience of cruising is such a relaxing vacation with still sort of the option to, get off the ship in a port and go do something new
Hmm.
and adventurous and get back on the ship and just chill and eat.
Yep.
So yes, we do all inclusive resorts. Like there's just really my advice is, if you want to travel, reach out to me.
Yep.
Like, I mean, we can get you there.
And we can send you all over the world. I had last year, I had a client go to Egypt and Turkey, which I mean, as as a travel agent, like researching places that don't even seem possible is amazing. So like, I don't know if you know this, but in Turkey, there is I think it's the world's largest hot air balloon festival in Cappadocia.
Didn't know. That sounds
I
amazing.
I didn't either. And this is, we learned so much from our clients.
Yeah.
So my client, that's where they wanted to go. And they wanted to be in a hot air balloon. Did you know we can book that? They stayed in a hotel that's literally carved out of a mountain in Cappadocia. Like it's like there's no walls,
What?
there's no drywall. It's stone.
That's
Gorgeous.
amazing.
And then they went to Egypt and they did the East Bank and the West Bank. And then they went into the pyramids,
Oh,
like absolutely stunning, like stunning, stunning, stunning.
oh. Wow.
Never did I think I would ever send someone there. And now I want more people to go because now I know so much more. And I know, like, I have also the recommendations to be able to give people. I also,
Right.
um, Japan, I've
Yes.
also, yes.
It's
So
on my
I've,
bucket list.
yes. Well, I mean, because you got to go to Tokyo Disney, but
Of
like
course I do.
we post a lot about Disney
We do.
because we are Disney people,
Hmm.
but that's not all we do.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Disney offers a lot, and Disney can also send you to all of these places all over the world with Adventures by Disney, which is also
Right.
like that's a whole other bucket. That like we would probably spend a whole hour talking about just Adventures by Disney.
Yeah.
But yes, we can send you all over the world. We have direct access with managers from God knows how many different vendors and companies and tour guides and um, which is really awesome. So,
And the benefit of using a travel agent is so like you just said, you sent somebody to two countries that you've never been to yourself.
mhm,
And so you put in that time, you did the research, you
a
did the
lot,
legwork, and
a
your
lot.
guest, I like to say, we do all that legwork, and all you have to
Mhm.
do is pack. Because
Yep.
it does take a lot of time to do that research and really
Mhm.
understand even some of the just the little nuances of like, okay, so you've arrived,
Yep.
what should you expect? Like, and then how are you going to get from like the airport to, the different places you need to
Mhm.
go? Sort of those little like logistics that are like actually very, very important. But you're mainly focused when you think like, oh, I want to go on vacation. You're thinking about all the great things you want to do. But
Mhm.
then when you jump out there and start trying to pull it together yourself, it starts to get hard
It's
because of these
overwhelming.
details. It's very overwhelming. And
It's
people are so
overwhelming.
busy. Like we live in such a busy, crazy, demanding world.
Mhm.
And it takes time. And you need those vacations. That's self care.
Yes. That actually goes into another frequently asked question that I have
Perfect.
is like, who do you work with? Who are the people that you work with? And the person that you described is exactly the person that I work with. Is I my whole so tangent. Hi, I'm Danielle. I love to serve people. I love my two love languages are acts of service and words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Because I love to help. I love to support people.
Right.
So my favorite type of client to work with is someone who's just like, I I I want to do it. I don't know, like this is where I want to go. I want to go to I don't know, I want to go to Hawaii. What can I do in Hawaii? Where do I even go in Hawaii? There are so many islands. Like what do I do? What's
Right.
my plan? What's my action plan? You don't have to plan everything for me because I want to be more relaxed, but like what is there even to do?
Right. Right.
And that's my that's my ideal client is like
Yeah.
you tell me what you want. We have a really cool online system that like I can put together a whole itinerary for you. It will track your flights. So you don't have to do that. You don't have to watch your flights, see if it's delayed. It will
Right.
automatically, like you download an app, it will automatically send you a notification if you're delayed. It'll keep track of all the confirmation numbers for everything that's booked.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to Hawaii, you want to go to Oahu, I have your confirmation for your hotel. I have your confirmation for going to Pearl Harbor and your transport to get to Pearl Harbor. Here's a couple recommendations for some restaurants. You want some really nice poke? Here, I can send you to a poke place.
Yeah.
Like those. What are the nicest beaches to go to? Do you want to do a
Oh,
glass bottom kayak tour? Because you can do that too. Like
right.
all of the things, that's the stuff I like to do. I want to do the research. I want to like offer you the information and then you get to choose. And then I keep it all in one spot. And then you don't have to do anything. You just
Right.
pack your bag and you go. I like my favorite thing is I want to see your countdown. The two things I require of my clients is not a fee, because we get paid by our vendors for most
Right.
places. There are, I say that there are some times, but for most places, we don't charge a fee. But what I want to see from you is I want to see your countdown. I want to see your pictures when you go.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, absolutely. You know what? I think that like I sort of think about, I don't know, what would I want? So like here's a great example of something I dug into a few years ago. I wanted to see the Northern Lights. And I was like, okay, I want to see the Northern Lights, but if I'm going to go all the way to Alaska, what else am I going to do? Like, I literally didn't know what else am I going to do in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually a great learning experience for me. And these are the kinds of things that we go and find out and gather. So at the time, my son was 16. It's an important factor in this story. So I had found a hot springs. I was like, oh, that sounds neat. Like, I want to
Mm,
go do a hot spring. And like you kind of like start to, as you start doing this research, you learn about things that are available and you're like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Or, oh, and at the time you had to be 18 to go to the hot spring. Super important detail. What if we would have gotten there, planned a whole
mm-hmm.
big trip, and found out that one member of our party couldn't participate in the activity? So, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's sometimes, so we ended up concluding, okay, we want to make sure that our child can do everything we can do. So we're just gonna push Alaska out a little bit down the road
Mm-hmm.
until he's a little bit older. We're not going to run into any of those hiccups. Those are some of the things that like you have this idea, there's something that's on your bucket list. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I really believe we all have bucket lists, even if we haven't actually written them down like in our minds. And maybe they're not all travel bucket lists.
That's a
Am
question.
I
It's a
guiding
question I
you?
have.
Guiding you?
Hey, these tangents are tangenting. Like we're going good. So
Like
yes,
we're Bluetoothing.
yes.
Okay,
Before we
what's your
go,
bucket list question?
before we go to that, I
Okay.
just wanted to bring up something that we talked about before,
Okay.
um, before we started recording, is that because we were talking about our own personal travels and things that we do and things about sending people information. Um, we have like access to book like excursions and things like that for clients wherever they go. And like I was talking about Aruba and sending people to Aruba. And you had reminded me like about how make sure to look at the times and the timing and the age requirements of certain things and when pickup time
Yes.
is and what your lead time is. And that's another thing that we do that the average
Yeah.
person, you know, when booking on their own can be overwhelmed by is that we have that attention to detail and we have that um because it's you always pay more attention when it's not your own stuff. Does that like
It's true. It's true.
it's it's always I'm more organized when it's not mine. I'm always more I because I'm kind of fly by the night, like unless it's Disney, of course. But like if I'm going on vacation, like it's like, oh, I'll show up when like I'm gonna just fly, fly by the seat of my
Right.
pants kind of a thing. But for clients, because I know not everyone is like me when they vacation, I want to make sure that I'm as type A as anybody could be. And
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I would do is like, yes, you have to look at what is the pickup time for this tour? Is that going
Right.
to run against a dining reservation that we maybe made for them that they were really
Right.
looking forward to?
Right.
And then what are the contingency plans if something runs later, if there's a delay?
Hmm.
Are they going
Right.
to get charged a cancellation fee for their dining if their transport is a little bit late? Um, all the things like that, or what's refundable, what's not refundable.
Right.
Um,
Right.
you know, so that's
You know,
one of those things that you reminded me of.
you just reminded me of something that's probably pretty important for us to bring up. So, travel insurance. I think sometimes
Hmm.
people don't think about it. So, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to make those recommendations to make
Hmm.
sure you're protected. And I think that, you know, because of our experience, we have seen things happen to other guests, maybe people we know who didn't have a travel agent. And so we're going to always try to hedge against these things happening to you. So my
Two.
flight delay, are you thinking about what
Yeah.
happened to
No, no,
us?
no. No, but that's a really great point.
Right.
Is
Right. And then what do you do? I mean, like I know, so we were in a situation where our flight got delayed and we missed the connection. And
hmm
then the airline could not get us home for 2 days, right? And
Hmm.
it was me and my family. And so in that moment, I was thinking, like, I'm a travel agent. I knew what to do. I'm like on it, right? But like, if you're not, or you don't travel a lot, that might have been a very panicking, what do I do moment. And when you've got someone on your side, someone
Hmm.
who's your support system, your guy in the chair,
Hmm.
um, you have that person helping you through those difficult situations and helping you figure out how you're going to get home. And then afterward, you're going to get your money back.
You're 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 touching on my line item number 7 in my
Fantastic.
notebook, because one of the misconceptions or like frequently asked questions is, okay, so you book the trip and then am I forgotten? And
Yeah,
absolutely not. Absolutely
right.
not. We walk you through every step of everything. And I can guarantee you will get an email or a text from me literally the morning that you leave. I might be getting up the same time that you are getting up because I'm so excited for your flight. Um, but we're there the whole time. And we
Yeah,
also have with a lot of vendors, not every vendor, but with a lot of vendors, we have direct email and or cell phone numbers to our vendor managers, our brand managers. So if you are going to Sandals, if you're going to Disney, if you are going to a whole bunch of hotels all over the world, like we have direct people we come in contact with that if you are having
right,
an issue, if you are having a problem, if you don't like the accommodation at your room and you don't feel like the front desk is doing something, message us. We got our guy. I
yep,
got a guy or
yep,
a gal, and they're going to take care of you because
yep,
I'm going to take care of you because you are my family and I'm sending my family on vacation. So that's like me going on vacation,
right,
and homie don't play.
right.
Right. So
Exactly,
so we're there
exactly.
the whole time if there is an emergency, but that to your point is travel insurance is very important. And
Very
that's
important.
another thing on my list is travel advisors are salespeople because we
Mm,
earn commission through a vendor. And yes, while that is the case, I see myself as a service advisor.
mm, yeah,
I am providing a service and I'm not going to offer you something that I would not take myself.
right, right.
There are some vendors we use which will include flights. So like if you're going to go overseas or so a lot of like the all inclusive, we can kind of get flights added onto there. Um, I'm going to guarantee you, and I'm going to tell you flat out right now, I will not give you the lowest price for flights
Right,
because the lowest price are usually non-refundable. They're usually you can't change them. If something happens, oh well. I'm not
yep,
doing that. I'm going to get you on a flight that I would take myself
right,
because
right,
and sorry, not sorry, but like that's important to me because I don't want a client turning around. I hate calling them clients. They're my friends. Even if I haven't met you, you're my friend.
right,
You
right.
know, like I'm not going to send a friend somewhere and then kind of leave things up in the dust
Yeah,
if a flight doesn't work out or if, um, you know, uh, why am I sat by the bathrooms?
right,
Kind of a thing.
right,
I didn't get to choose
right,
my seat. I was put in standby. Like, no,
right,
I'm not doing that to my friends. So
right,
there's
right.
no. Um,
I actually kind of think of myself as like a relationship builder. So like I'm I'm getting to know you. The most important thing is for me to get to know you and your family and what do you like and what is your expectation of this
mhm,
vacation? And then also I'm counting on you to have some trust in me. So when I say, you're going to be on that plane for 10 hours, the extra $200 per person for the extra legroom seats will be worth it. Trust me.
mhm.
I'm giving you that advice because I don't want you coming back with anything less than that was wonderful. what a
Yes.
wonderful vacation I had. I want you to have memories of the way everything worked out, the way you were supported, the way you knew where you were going. You didn't have
Hmm.
anxiety. You could relax. And so you're so right about the flights. That's one
Yes.
of our hardest areas. But we're going to make those recommendations to you that we
Yes.
really, through many, 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 many years of experience, can suggest like this really is the best way to go, the best
Hmm.
value for the experience.
Hmm.
And I think once you put your trust in us, once you'll realize it's worth it.
Well, and we also don't, like, again, we don't, you book the vacation, we don't just stop there.
Right.
If, like, because again, we do a lot of Disney, Universal, cruise, things like that. Right now, this summer, everyone's got deals going on.
Oh,
Everyone has deals going on. Everyone has offers. If you book, so I have someone on a Disney cruise for 2027. So
hmm,
say I can get her a lower fare closer to her vacation. Guess what I'm going to do without her asking?
yep,
I'm not, I will offer, like, hey, you have an inside room, you might want a balcony, a
right,
veranda,
right,
but I'm going to try and save you your money because
yeah,
I would want my friends to save me my money, you
right,
know? And
right,
that's,
exactly.
and you don't have to do that work though.
Right. We're the
Like,
one watching. We're paying
yeah.
attention for when they come out, and then we're going in to try to apply the deals. And you don't have to follow a bunch of blogs, and we're doing
And
all of that.
because of the status that we have with a lot of companies, because we're both with Visit Mickey Vacations and Star Stuff Travel,
Right.
um, we we're we look pretty good. We look pretty good, and you know we get information because we are so close with with our brand managers that like we get information before things happen. So if a deal is getting dropped at 7 a.m., Eastern time about something, we might know it 24 to 48 hours in advance and might
Right.
be able to start trickling things out to people like, hey, keep this on the DL, but, you know, um, and really, if we do reach out to you, keep it on the DL because most of the time people don't know this. But
Right.
you like we we have that behind us,
Yeah.
and not only do we have that, but we also have an amazing team that like are with our owners and like everyone who's supporting us who are like making sure
Right.
that we know what's going on, which is great.
Exactly. Exactly. So, kind of along the lines of like, we're watching out for you. When you said a cruise 2027, it kind of triggered something in me. Um, so I found out somebody I know, they're booked with somebody else. But I was just a little concerned because there's some important things you need to know when you're cruising,
Hmm.
and I don't know if they were told. And I care about them. I care about them having a great experience. So make sure you have a passport. There's some areas that you can travel to, like in the Caribbean, and you can get on that ship with just a birth certificate. And that might be all fine and good. But if the unexpected would happen, if you would get sick and you need to get off that ship in another country,
Hmm.
you cannot come back home without that passport. And I know some people think like, oh, it's not a big deal, or maybe they don't necessarily think about whether or not their kids have a passport. Also,
Hmm.
keep track your kids' passports need renewed every 5 years, and yours is only every
can
10.
can I interrupt you for a quick second?
Absolutely.
Our system that we use, that we keep track of everything with like our itineraries for our clients and things like that,
Right.
there is a passport tracker. Like we have all of your information. We can keep your passports for you. So if something like that should happen, if say there was a pickpocket or um, you dropped it by accident, who knows? Who knows? Anything can happen. Like
Right.
part of our job is thinking that anything can happen. We final destination
Exactly.
this. Like, but we have that information. So, oh, you don't have your passport number memorized? Guess
Right.
what? We
Who
have it.
does?
We have the
Exactly.
information and it's under like 2-point verification on our devices so that like we can only access it if we pass the 2-point verification, which is really great too.
Yeah.
But we can keep track of that for you, which is awesome. And that's a little
Yes.
extra travel insurance that's not travel insurance purchased. That
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
there are people who might even leave their passport in their stateroom, and
Right.
they might go on an excursion that is not through their cruise line. And guess what? If your excursion is delayed and you miss the cruise, you have to fly to your next destination to get back on the cruise.
Right.
Um, and if you don't have your passport, guess who's not flying?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and it actually happens way more than you would expect. And it's not
Right.
because and it's not because the travelers are hello, there's a human back
We have a special guest star.
who wanted to make it known that he was reading. He's reading a book called Fart Quest. There's my tangent. Uh, no, but not for any fault of the clients on the travelers on their own. But sometimes things just happen. Or say you accidentally sprain your ankle and have to go to the hospital or something. Guess what? You know, good thing to have travel insurance and good thing to have your passport. Um,
On a cruise back in February, and there was this amazing aqua show, and the aqua theater like had their like stadium seating, and
mhm,
we're walking down the stairs to to our seats, and the woman in front of me fell and twisted her ankle, and oh, it was not a good situation. It was,
mhm.
and in that moment, I thought, I wonder if she's going to need to be taken off the ship. Like, how
Mhm.
badly injured is she? And you just never know. You
Yep.
never know. And she was just going down the stairs. It's not like anybody pushed her. You just lose your footing sometimes. And it happens. It
Yeah.
happens. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that because we know it can happen, like it's in the back of our mind. I guess that's another question I have too is like, okay, so I haven't booked with you before, but I have questions. Can I
Yeah.
ask you questions?
Yes.
Would you even give me the time of day?
Yes.
Like, I mean, those
It's kind of
are,
like you don't, like anytime you're going, I hear, I'll use a great example. Later on this morning, we have somebody come into our house who could potentially be our next dog sitter when we're out
mhm,
traveling. They're coming, we're going to get to know them. They're going to get to know our dogs. We're going to figure out what our comfort level is, and then maybe we'll use them. It's a similar situation. Like, it's totally reasonable that you might want to kind of, not that your intent is to test our knowledge. Like, I don't want to
mhm,
make it sound like you're sort of quizzing us, but like, okay, can this person help me? And also, like, am I connecting with this
mhm,
person? Am I starting to feel like comfort level with them, that they're really going to take the time to get to know me and my family? And we value that. That
mhm,
is that's valuable time spent.
mhm.
So I wouldn't want anyone to think like, oh, I can't reach out and ask Emily a question. But I do hope that when you see how knowledgeable and helpful I am, that and I say, well, would you let me book that trip for you now? That you will go,
Mhm.
yes, yes, I will.
Yeah. Well, that's I am very much like I'm a unique individual. I guess we both are. But like what you see is what you
We're all
get.
unique in our own way.
Yes, I'm a rainbow. But like I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I know that. And usually
I
like
don't know how
I'm
that could be, Danielle. Like, that's
but it's well, it's I can be a lot. And I can also talk a lot and not everyone likes how verbose I can be, which is fine because I remember hearing this. I think it was right out of high school. I was shopping somewhere and I don't know, someone was looking at something that I was buying and like, oh, I don't really like that. But instead of criticizing, like instead of using the judgment to criticize, they used the judgment and it was just like, well, that's why Baskin Robbins has 31 flavors of ice cream. Like, and that's how I feel is what the people who vibe with me, and I want you to ask questions. I want you to tell me, like I had just posted on social media, where are you going? Like here we have April vacation. So we do a February and then we do an April. And
Okay.
that's coming up. Like a lot of people
Okay.
are um they're leaving early next week or mid next week to then have like a little, a week plus of vacation. And I put up on social media, like, I want to know where you're going. I
Yeah.
want to know. And not everyone who responded are my clients.
Mm-hmm.
But you better bet your butt I'm going to stalk every single one of their social media pages for all of their pictures because I I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I want to talk about it. I want to learn. I don't just learn from the webinars that we do and from the boot camps that we do and from going to destinations. I learn and get recommendations from everyone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's part of our job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
me, and the my favorite kind of people who I love to like I love getting someone who books their vacations normally. And then they're like, okay, we chitter chat back and forth a lot about, vacations. And then, oh, well, I'm a little busy right now. Could you just like book my hotel here?
Yeah.
And then here's another question I have too. Okay, so you're my travel agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
we book a lot of Disney. Disney is labor intensive. Disney World is
Yes.
labor intensive. I don't care what anybody says. Disney World is not a vacation. It's not a relaxing vacation. You're working.
Yeah.
You're working. You're doing a marathon. It's a lot. You're eating a lot of food, and it's a lot to remember. And there's a lot of processes that change seemingly every couple months.
Right.
Um, so we talk Disney a lot to people who there are friends and we've booked vacations for, and there are friends who we haven't
Right.
booked vacations for.
Right.
I get a question a lot of like, okay, so if I'm to use you, I don't want you planning my whole vacation. Like I still want to have the control.
Right.
I
Right.
still want to have the control. What do I get if you book my vacation? Do I still get to plan my dining? Do I still get to do my lightning lanes? Do I still get to be the planner
Yes.
of my vacation? Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. What
Just
you
tell us that that's what you prefer.
Yep, yep,
This is relationship. We're working together.
yep.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
what you absolutely do get is you don't if something changes or you have to cancel your vacation, COVID, were you working during COVID?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I was.
How long were you on your phone canceling and
Hours and
rescheduling and
hours.
canceling and rescheduling?
Yes.
That's what you don't have to do.
Exactly.
I book a lot of cruises during hurricane season.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, like I love sending people on a cruise in September. It is the worst time to go. It's
Oh,
the
I know.
worst.
I
I mean,
know.
it's the best. It's the
Yeah.
best, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Um, but it's also there's you're gambling, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
If you book it on your own and you have a hurricane coming and you're watching, I've made a post about this on social media that we also become meteorologists
That's so
when
true,
as
right?
travel
Like,
agents, like what's the weather going to be like? Are you going to have a blizzard? Like when I was going to Disney in February for the training, like I was a meteorologist. I knew what a bomb cyclone was. I knew
mm-hmm.
like blizzard, like the different names for different kinds of blizzards and what's the difference if this wind comes in this way compared to that way and whatever. But it's the same thing with hurricanes, is like because I
Yeah.
send people during hurricane season, because that's when I like to go. Um, we become meteorologists. Like
Absolutely.
you're watching where the tropical storms are starting and where their
Yep.
trajectory is and where they're going. And you're also like, if something is to get canceled, we're on the phone rescheduling
Yep.
things. We're on the phone moving things. We're on the phone like waiting hours. Hours. I mean, during COVID, I there was one day I was literally on hold for 8 hours. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that you don't
Oh,
have to
girl.
do.
It's funny. Like my family, when we're in Disney. Like we may be getting on a ride or we maybe go do a thing. And I'm like, this is this is on the Disney hold music. This music we're listening to right now, this is on the Disney hold music. This song's on the Disney hold music. Like my family actually occasionally will be like, can you just put it on speakerphone while you're waiting so we can all hear the
Yeah.
Disney hold music?
It's so funny. I had a client, yes, this week who she's a client, but she also works with me at school. And she had to make a phone call to her doctor's office and she was put on hold and she goes, Danielle, this isn't the Disney hold music. Why can't every hold be Disney music? You
Right,
know?
right.
And they all have to end the phone call with have a magical day. Like,
Yes, yes. Oh my
you
gosh. Well,
know,
Disney people. But,
well, yeah.
I was thinking about two things when you were chatting. One is in regard to like, can they ask us questions? Um, we might not know the answer to everything you
Hmm.
ask, but you're not going to get a made up answer from us. You're
Hmm.
going to get a, I don't know that answer, but I will find it out because we have such a vast, I mean, library is the word, but it's not
Hmm.
just written resources, it's people like
Colleagues.
colleagues. Yes, we have
Our
so many resources to reach out to get your answers.
our system of and when I say system, that makes it sound big. We have what? We're a small mom and pop, our
Yep.
agencies. Um, and what our agencies are is we're sister companies under the same roof. Um, but our agency, like we're a mom and pop. We're not a big conglomerate. We don't have big branches everywhere. We're out of Ohio. We are not out of Ohio, but our company is. It's a mom and pop, like, but we have a good connection and a good group and a good community of agents and advisors that like I haven't I haven't sent someone to Jamaica yet. I have two solid people who when I do, because that's a when, not an if, when I do, I'm picking their brains immediately
Exactly.
because
Yes.
they were selected to go to Jamaica for aid from one of our vendors. Like that's
Right.
how big they are in Jamaica. However, they haven't booked Egypt and Turkey. So guess who they're going to come to and what vendors they're going to look for and what recommendations they're going to have. This girl,
Right. Right.
you know,
We work
like
together.
we are such a tight-knit community and the agents in our agency are absolutely amazing people. And you haven't been to a fam, right? With them. Like,
I haven't met everybody. I
yeah,
met a few people, but I haven't met like our whole new combined group.
yeah. Like I was lucky enough to tag along to a fam in Disney last year and everyone is so nice and so
Mhm.
supportive. And like you said, if you can ask us a question and I may not have an answer right now, but I will have an answer.
Yeah.
And I feel like you always get like again, we're Disney people. You get the Disney corporate in the back of your mind too of
Hmm.
this is how their cast members are taught is like I you don't say I don't know.
Right.
It's I don't know right now. I can find out for
Hmm.
you.
And
Um
what I've found in my experience is the reason why that is so key is, and I can give you a very concrete example of what happened recently for us in our travels. You can go digging on the internet and you can even go ask our AI friends, but you don't always get the right answer. You don't,
mhm,
and so my recent example is we did a lot of research into the metro system in Paris so that we were like, okay, will we be able to just get like a couple day pass or won't we use it enough? Can we use one system for there are many, many options in Paris and it's much more complicated than I'm the closest to DC, much more complicated than the DC metro. And like one small little nuance, we had read that um, they it's very common for them to not have a physical card available for you to get a Metro card. And it happened to be that the RFID thing and my husband's phone was broken. So he's like, we've got to replace this phone before we go. I'm going to need the RFID thing because we can't guarantee that we're going to be able to get the card. He researched this out the wazoo. By the way, when it's my personal, because I spend all my time on you, sometimes I have to delegate tasks to my family members.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Although that definitely, I have another story where that really helps me out. Anyways, so I'll come back to that tangent in a second. We got there, and it turns out that all that digging, it was actually wrong. There's machines at every station that'll spit that little paper card out for you, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to worry about it. So now I know that, so if
Mm-hmm.
I have a guest who's like, oh, some people are not keen on these smartphones.
Yeah.
They're more keen on, my family calls them dumb phones. And
Mm-hmm.
so I will be able to know for them, or anyone in the agency. So, it's really important to have that community because we have so much experience, so much boots on the ground experience within the agency, and the internet's not always right.
Well, here's to that point, and I'm going to bring it back to Disney um because so I was talking with a friend.
Hmm.
Um, we're intertwined in many different ways. She's going to Disney. She booked it on her own. Um, but she reached out to me because she had questions about Genie Plus. Because Google, when she Googled it, it says that she needs, she when she gets into the park, she needs to reserve her Genie Plus um at 7 a.m. Um, I asked her, what? Genie Plus? She goes, yeah, can you tell me about Genie Plus? Because this is what I read. And I'm like, oh, honey, was that the AI? Because Genie Plus isn't a thing anymore. It is now
Hmm.
Lightning Lane. Oh, it is now Premier Pass. Multi pass Premier. No, multi pass Lightning
It
Lane.
still has the
Oh,
Lightning Lane branding.
yes,
So
it's multi pass Lightning Lane. There
there
we
you go.
go. And then single pass Lightning Lane, and then you could do Premier Pass. But um, anyway, tangent. Um, I had to explain to her that you're staying on property, so you need to book them 7 days in advance before. And yes, they drop at 7 a.m. So, and depending on, because she's going
Get
April
those advanced
vacation,
reservations.
yeah,
Hmm.
depending on when you go, if like she's going April vacation, I can name off about 12 people who are going on April vacation just from our town. So
Right.
here are my recommendations.
Right.
You know, like here are the
Yeah.
things that I would do. She goes, I didn't know anything about this. I also didn't know about dining reservations. Because she wanted to go to Cinderella's Royal Table, could not find a reservation.
Yeah.
Um, this is 2 weeks out. So that is a perk of, having us and also reaching out and asking these questions
Hmm.
because now for the next time, one, you have this information, but two, you know, we book this for you. We book everything.
Right.
I've got like part of my system is I automate some emails just for like important dates. So
Right.
when you're dining, you should make your dining reservations. And you're going to get an email a week before with recommendations. Because I
Hmm.
love sending YouTube videos with recommendations because I love food. Um, lightning lanes with a YouTube video on what the lightning lane is and explaining how to use it and how to maximize. And you get so much and you pay the same price as you would booking it through Disney.
Speaking of all of the resources that we have available to us and your guest who couldn't get Cinderella's royal table, I've seen this happen before. And we have resources at our disposal to be able to be alerted when
Mm-hmm.
a reservation opens up. And my experience is, and I have to say, I'm like, I don't know if I'm 10 for 10 on this, but I'm certainly a 9 for 9 or 9 for 10 on this. That there are some folks who book extra reservations beyond what they need because they're not sure what they want. And then as
Mm-hmm.
the vacation comes closer, they start releasing reservations. So
Yep.
sometimes if you have someone like us who's on it for you, when you're like maybe a week or 2 weeks out, I had a guest who wanted to get into Beak and Barrel right when it
Mm-hmm.
opened up. And I could not get the reservation, couldn't get it, couldn't get it, couldn't get it. I mean, literally, I don't know if you remember, but like it crashed the system and they had to delay the
Uh-huh.
opening like by a week. Like I was in all of that. And she landed on a Sunday. She wanted to go to Beak and Barrel on Wednesday. And Monday morning, I got her that reservation. That was such a
Mm-hmm.
lovely thing for me to reach out and say, I got it. She was so delighted, so happy. And those are some of the extra things that we can do for you. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because once you're on vacation, I mean, you're there, you're in it. Do you want to be checking on? I mean, do you want to be checking all
Yeah.
the time, even when you're at home? Probably not.
Yep.
Like,
I
we do those things for you.
I had that with Oga's when Oga's Cantina first opened. Um, I had a family that was huge Star Wars fans, and they wanted to go to Oga's. Um, and that was like must do, must do, must
Yeah,
do. And I got them into Oga's, and it
so
wasn't, it
awesome.
was, it took. Like I was getting nervous that I wasn't going to, because then you
Yeah,
feel like a failure, especially if it's like
I
the thing
know.
that it's that thing. It was that and what is it, Savi's
Workshop,
lightsaber,
yes, for the lightsabers. Yep.
which have you done that?
Yes.
I don't know if it's the same as it was before COVID. We went in 2019 and my husband did it. We left bawling. Like it
Yes.
was like a religious experience. It was
Yes.
so good. It was
I
so
couldn't
good.
believe how good it was. We need like a whole video on.
Just Disney. I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down in my book.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Oh,
Perfect. Oh,
a
I did
little
that.
tangent because I think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
So back to me delegating my own personal trips and getting my family. Actually, one of the reasons, honestly, that I do that is because I want my family to be a little bit more involved. All of my kids are grown-ups now. But also, um, I want them to gain some of these skills for themselves as well. But anyway, that's me being a mom. Um, I had a guest one day who was physically there on property and was uncertain of her Skyliner route. Now
Oh.
this was many, many years ago, so I can't remember
Mm-hmm.
exactly like where she was trying to get to, but I know that she was going to have to go to a station and change. And anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I literally, I mean, I get the text and I go, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
what? And I read the text and he goes, she's going to go here. And then like, she's going to see a sign. Like he's got it memorized. Right. And
Mm-hmm.
I was faster than the internet for me. And
Well,
I'm like,
it's
these are some additional resources we have in
mm-hmm.
our house.
Well, that's actually really, really funny. Well, one, you saying that because I'm like, oh, you just tell me where your starting destination is. I can get you. Like, I got this. Skyliner is my jam. I didn't think I was gonna like it because I don't like
Love
heights.
it.
Oh my God, I love it so much. Um,
I only want to stay
but
in Skyliner Resorts now because it's my
yeah,
favorite. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
it's the best.
um, what was I gonna say? Squirrel. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Getting from like, so say someone has, I love these texts of like, and of course they reach out to us instead of going to the front desk because we're trusted. You know us, like, we know what
Hmm.
we're talking about.
Yeah.
But like a client will have a dining reservation at Cape May,
Mhm.
which is at the yacht club. They are at Magic Kingdom. How do you get from Magic Kingdom to the yacht club? Well,
Yeah.
here, let me tell you how to get there. Or
Exactly.
even worse, you're at Animal Kingdom and now you're trying to get to Cape May. How do you get to Cape May from Animal Kingdom? Because they don't have resort to resort buses,
Right. Right.
you know? So
Yeah.
it's good to have people like us who have the knowledge. My husband is like he is my map.
Yep. Me
Like
too.
I'm pretty good like Magic Kingdom. I mean, I can't get myself out of a paper bag. Sometimes I get lost in my own house. Like it, Magic Kingdom I can get myself around. I have a hard time. I got lost in Epcot last summer. Do you know how many
Oh,
times I have been to Epcot? And it's not difficult to get around Epcot, and I
when
still
we
got
go together,
myself
Danielle,
lost.
you'll be fine. Because
Yeah.
I know the parks like the back of my hand. So you'll be fine. I'll make sure you don't get lost.
I went in February with Leah and I was like, girl, I'm relying on you. You're my map because the map that they use on the app is awful. Because it's
Yeah, I'm
not,
not a fan of it.
it uses True North. So the map doesn't change, but where it's nope. Um, no, no. But here's one thing that I would recommend
Okay.
is if you are on property and say you can't get in touch with us, say you like cast members, like you can't find a cast member to talk to or whatever. Did you know that you can go to Google Maps and Google Maps will tell you how to get from point A to point B?
That is fantastic.
And it's not just walk here and it will take you 15 minutes. It's jump on the bus here. Go
Nice.
go take the Skyliner and then take the ferry or whatever, you
Right,
know?
right. That's fantastic. That's
So
fantastic.
that's a really fun resource that if you don't know.
You made me think of something. So, you had mentioned like they text us because we're the experts, but also sometimes it takes a while to walk down to the front desk. And
Hmm.
then you might need to wait in line. And then you're like doing stuff. I have a guest who's going in a couple of weeks and they're not sure if they want to add on a park day. They're taking advantage
Hmm.
of the Disney Plus perks ticket, but they might want to get
Hmm.
one more day when they're down there, but they're not sure. They want to wait and see how they feel, what's the weather like. And they had asked me, can we get another ticket when we're down there? I'm like, yes, that's no problem. You could go to your hotel front desk, you could go to guest services at the park. This is not a problem. But also, if you don't want to wait in lines and you want to shoot me a text, if you're at dinner Wednesday night and you're like, you know what? Yes, we think we do want to go to the park tomorrow. If you shoot me a text, by the time you're paying for your dinner check, your ticket will be on your account for you and you don't need to go
Hmm.
anywhere.
Hmm.
So I mean, we do those kinds of things too, because it takes the amount of time it will take me to log on, get your
Yep.
ticket, pay for it, link it to your account is probably the amount of time it's going to take for you to, I don't know, eat your appetizers.
Yep.
So if it can save you some time, I value your vacation time. I don't want to hear
Yes.
that you had to spend it in a 45-minute line. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
yeah,
So not only can we just hop onto our computer, we have access on our phones too, especially when it's
right.
like a Disney.
Absolutely. Hmm.
And that's through a website. But I don't know about you. If I'm given the opportunity to call Disney for any reason, I'm taking
Hmm.
it. I love, 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 love calling into Disney. Again, we already talked about the hold music, top tier, love it. Um, I have never received bad service
Oh, no,
with a customer service cast member
never.
on the phone ever. Um, so do you want to add a celebration to your thing, even though I called yesterday for you? Yes. Do you want do you
Yes.
want like I will oh you want roll away bed for your room because your kids all of a sudden decided to hate each other and that they'd punch each other if they had to sleep in the same bed. Let me do that for you. Um, like who knows? I That's happened. That's literally happened. Like I had a family where the it was a brother and sister and they were going to share the bed. Two
Mm,
queen size beds, they were going to share the bed. Um and for whatever reason, they were at each other's throats and and this is before they left. So they're like, is there any way we can can we bring our own air mattress? Can we get a rollaway bed? Like la la la.
right.
And I was like, let me call. let me call.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it's just let me do this for you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like that's the fun. That's the fun of it.
I had a family of 11, and you can't just go online and book a dining
Mm-hmm.
reservation for a family of 11. You also can't book a five, reservation for five and six at the same time. The system will tell
Mm-hmm.
you already have one. And so you might get stuck. I called, even I need to call to make that happen. But I called, and the cast member that I spoke with had been with the Disney company for more than 20 years, and he was full of
Mm-hmm.
personality. And he was like, "Oh, no problem." And it took a little while. My guests didn't have to do that waiting. I did that waiting. But it was one of the funniest interactions because the cast member's like, "What else you got for me? I need a bigger challenge
Mm-hmm.
than that." It
Well,
was so delightful. But, I mean, I'm very thankful that we have those um, resources.
mm-hmm.
And sure, my guests could have also called Disney to make that reservation, but it took time.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit of a coordinating. I was probably on the phone for at least 20 minutes, maybe a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's time. We value your time. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that you don't have buckets of time sitting around with nothing to do. I mean, who
Yep.
does? That's what it's all about. Like, vacation should truly be vacation. If you're getting all stressed out planning your vacation, it's we don't want you there. We want you to feeling relaxed so that all you're doing is really just focusing on the anticipation, like you said, the countdown and looking
Yeah.
forward to it. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Um, I know we're closing up on time. I had three questions, but I think I might leave it at two. Um, is what are the like common misconceptions that you've heard about why people don't work with a travel agent?
Mm. I think I've heard it will be more expensive if I work with a travel agent. I think we've debunked that. Um,
Yes.
I the I can't be involved in my vacation planning, I think is probably the second most that I've heard.
Hmm.
Which gosh, that one breaks my heart. Oh,
I
you
don't know
totally
about you.
can.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I want to be hands off.
If
And not because I
yes,
don't
if you'd
want to
like
do
me
the
to be,
work,
yeah,
but because I don't want to step on toes.
yeah,
However,
right,
like I'm I like to think of myself as like a mom or like the really fun aunt. Of like I I'm here to kind of keep you on track. So I don't if you want to plan as much as you want, like do that. You do your research. Do
right.
you want to know
Hmm.
where to get information? Come to Auntie. Do you want to know um when you should be booking certain
Right,
things? Come to Auntie. Auntie's just going to give you this information like, "Hey honey, here's the booking window for this.
right,
Here's when you
right,
should be looking at this. Here's when your final payment might be due. You
right.
know,
Yeah,
here's I don't know, going on a cruise. Like, oh, you want to book uh, you want all of it uh can I add my gratuities? Yes,
right,
absolutely. You
right.
know, I want to do Bippity Boppity Boutique. Okay, well, I don't have the time to, me being them, I don't have the time to call and book this. Could you book it for me?
Hmm.
Um, or do you have dining recommendations? It's my anniversary. Where would you send me?
Right,
You know, is it worth going to one of the premier restaurants on a cruise and paying that extra money, or would we just eat at the restaurant? Is it worth sending my
right,
kid to the kids club at Aulani?
right,
Like these are we're here to help and support you. Like that's why I like to call myself a support system. I'm a support. Like I'm
right,
not. I don't want to. I don't want to do everything for you because
right.
like I want you to have the fun that you want of it. And there are a lot of people who are like me, and I have a lot of friends like me, and I know you are too, is planning is half the fun.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do the research. You want to
Yep.
sit and look at ride times and
Yep.
strategize. You want to um, figure out, like, okay, how far is it this beach from the port? How
Mm-hmm.
far is, what can I squeeze in an extra excursion?
Right.
Um, things like that.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if you end up, say you get sick on vacation, which happens more often than people want to think about. Auntie, I'm sick. What do I do?
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, yeah, that I'm just adding on to that.
Yeah. I totally agree. It's kind of like, back to that, like, what, what is this relationship and what do you want it to
Mm-hmm.
be? So, like, I just really encourage people, like, let's just be open with one another. Let's just be
Mm-hmm.
straight with each other. I'm a very direct person. And, like, I don't even really have a sugarcoating skill, so like, if there's something you need to know, like, I'm going to make sure you know it. But also, like, let me know, like, this is what I would like this experience to be like. This is how
Mm-hmm.
much help I need. This is where I don't need your help, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and we can just work together and make this experience, it's like a choose your own adventure.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So to piggyback off of that, what is a misconception about being a travel agent?
Mhm.
My answer
I,
is that we get free or discounted vacations all the time, and we're always traveling.
oh, I mean, I wish I was always traveling. That's a great one. That's a great one. And like, I think that a lot of people don't realize that even when we are traveling, we are working,
Mm-hmm.
so like, a great example. I took my first Royal Caribbean cruise back in February. I did take my daughter along with me. It wasn't free, but we were working. Like, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I didn't take the rest of my family, because I knew she would be on board with, like, we need to go learn because we want to
Mm-hmm.
go learn, like, what are your options for your kids on this ship? What do they look like? What activities would be available? What are the restaurants? What are
Mm-hmm.
the activities? So we went into this very intense learning mode. Sure, we would have our meals and we would relax and enjoy, but actually that was also part of the learning. Make sure you eat here and eat here and eat here and eat here. So you can kind of talk about all the places. And so it
Mm-hmm.
really is. And then, the work that we put into packaging up that content and getting it out there to you guys so that you can see. So, I love it and I'm glad we get to do it. I definitely actually enjoy every aspect of that learning and
Mm-hmm.
exploring of a destination, but it is work. So, and gosh, I wish I was on vacation all the time.
Well, especially the even family fun vacations,
Yeah,
they're work.
we work,
It's
we do.
it's
Because we're
and
thinking
it's
about you all the time.
yes,
Yes, what can
yes,
I bring back to you from what I'm
yeah.
doing right now? Yep.
And it, there's that, but there's also where, unless you have a very firm, I can't. Like, sometimes when you're on a cruise, some cruises don't have the best Wi-Fi packages. So, like, if we're
Yeah, that can be
there,
tough.
we have to send our clients and our friends to other agents within our agency just to, like, handle anything during those time frames. But
Right.
if we're going on vacation
Uh,
domestically, we're on call. And I don't know about you, my boundaries aren't the best, because I want to help. Like, you know, I have boundaries,
yeah.
and I will set, like, hey, I can't do this, or if we're working our day jobs, and or busy doing, like, I had a family party or stuff like that. Like, you have the hard stop. But I was in Disney in last August, and I'm on the phone with a cruise client because she didn't think she had travel protection. So and it was a big misunderstanding because it, she booked a hotel on her own. Oh, that's a
Mm,
misconception I have too. Is she booked a hotel on her own and she got an alert for that travel protection,
hmm.
but she thought it was her cruise travel protection.
Okay.
So we like, oh, I was on the phone in Animal Kingdom for an hour.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
but you know what? That's what we do.
It is what we
Because
do.
again, it's fun to call Disney.
But I hope that we have successfully debunked the misconception that we only book Disney. You
Hmm.
know, like that, I think that is probably the number one, like kind of personal misconception. Um,
Hmm. Same.
and and I think, because I do love Disney so much and I do go to Disney a lot, you know, people may think that that's the only place I want to go.
Hmm.
And it's like, no, I actually want to go a lot of places. We should do a bucket list.
That's my
All the
question. That's my next question. Literally, I was saving
see,
it for
we're
last because I was going to tie it
Bluetoothing
in.
intensely.
It's so funny because I was going to tie it in because remember I said we'd come back and we haven't come back because we kept going on
Yes.
tangents.
Okay, okay.
that's that's my last question
Okay.
is where okay, so it's a double.
Hmm.
It's a where what is your bucket list destination to send a client or destinations to send clients? And then piggybacking off of that is what is your bucket list for you to
Ooh.
go?
So I think the lists are very similar.
Hmm.
Um, so I think that um Hawaii, that's a bucket list for me. I've not been there. Um, generally I wanted to get to Europe, and
Hmm.
because it had been 25 years, I got to Europe, and now that's opened up. I had a European bucket list and it exploded after I went to Europe. It got much, much, much longer. Um, so I don't think there's a country in Europe that I wouldn't want to go to. Like, why not
Hmm.
just see everywhere? A big one in our family is Japan. And yes,
Hmm.
yes, admittedly, we would like to go to Tokyo, Tokyo Disney. But there's we're big like Pokemon Nintendo fans here. Like my kids are focused on that. Of course, what I will do when that day comes is I will go, well, I mean, we're going all the way to Japan. Like, what else should we see? What once in a lifetime
Hmm.
things should we see? So I think, you know, I feel like I feel like Hawaii is a big one for a lot of people. It's sort of like
Hmm.
that dream destination of like where I can relax. But then, like some people want to dream even bigger and just see the whole world. And,
Yeah.
we can take you many of those places. What about
Yeah.
you?
Okay, so my biggest personal bucket list is like for myself is I really, really, really want to go to South Korea.
Oh,
Huge K-pop fan and like I have been for like, I don't know, we're going on 15 years now. So like I'm what they call geriatric K-pop fan. Um and not just because I'm old, but that's just what they call us. But anyway, so I would love to go to South Korea. I
yeah,
have watched Korean dramas and the music and um like that's actually my sister and I getting a hotel today so we can go to a Korean restaurant and like just watch
oh,
K-pop videos by ourselves. So I
I
would
love
love to
that.
go and I would love to go with her. Um Japan Japan. I had quoted a family to go to Japan for a birthday, and that ended up falling through. But I like doing that research was amazing,
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. Like there's so much stuff that there's a lot more preliminary questions that you need to know for Japan.
Mm,
That I for Japan specifically like traveling and touring around Japan. If you're going
hmm.
to get like a tour guide, and not just do like Disney and stuff like that. So those are two places I would love to go see, like the rolling hills in Europe,
Mm,
and
yeah,
like Stonehenge and like
yeah.
castles and um my husband, his family is from the Azores. in
Oh,
Portugal.
wow.
So, and like where we're from, it's there's a huge, huge, huge Portuguese population. Like
Wow.
we're called Little Portugal because there's such a Portuguese um population here.
Yeah.
So I would love to go see that because everyone here goes. And I've got people in the queue who are like, this year or next year, we're going to the Azores. Like I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Um, Greece is
Mm,
another like um it's so funny because Hawaii, like so I've sent clients to Aulani, that's where this cup is from. And they brought it back to me. So I feel like I've already kind of lived vicariously through them
yeah.
doing Hawaii. So like,
Yeah.
and it's not even a bucket list thing. It's like, oh, this is going to happen. So like I will. Um, but also domestic. There's a lot of places domestically. Like I would love to go down Route 66.
Oh,
Um,
yes. Yeah.
my sister for her honeymoon, this is before I became a travel agent, she did an Amtrak, she cross country Amtrak. So she went across because she doesn't fly. So she went across the country from the East Coast to the West Coast, went down the West Coast, and then back. Um,
They have that cross country ticket
yeah,
that you can
yeah,
get now. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's, you just made something kind of like ping in my mind because I keep telling my husband that when we retire, I want to get an RV and see
Hmm.
America. And he's always like, drive an RV. I think it would be fun though. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I can
Yeah.
talk him into it. But Amtrak is another great option,
Yes.
So yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great point. There's a lot to see here in our own
Hmm.
beautiful nation.
Yep.
So you don't necessarily have to go overseas. You don't have to do those long flights. There's a lot right here that's wonderful.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And we're one of the few countries that have like we've got the all different kinds of ecosystems too.
Yes. Right.
You know, we've
Right.
got the
That's a great
tropics,
point.
we've got the deserts, we've got the tundras, we've got, it all
Yeah.
depends on where you go. Alaska is another place I would love to go to.
Yeah.
Australia,
Yeah.
New Zealand. Like, I feel like my list of places I don't want to go to is shorter than the places that I do. Like, the Animaniacs,
Yes.
where, the he lists all the countries. That's where that's me. That's my
There we go.
answer.
There we go. There we go.
Um, well, I think we've pretty much checked off almost all of my questions. I think there's only one that's outstanding, but I feel like we talked about that also is what's difficult about being a travel agent.
Yeah.
Um, and it's basically letting people know that like we do a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah. We do a lot. And
Yeah.
and we're just really know how help we have helpful hearts. Just know that
Hmm.
like we're here to help and we're not here to micromanage. We're not here to
Mm-mm.
upsell. We're here
Mm-mm.
to make, we want to make magical memories with our families and,
Yeah.
get rest and relaxation. We're here to make that happen for you too.
Yeah. And you're not just a name or a number or an email address. You're, like I had said earlier, like you immediately become my friend. I
Yes.
made a friend from Washington State. I've never met them, never talked to them on the phone. But you are my friend, and you better
Yes.
believe that like I'm going to take care of you like you are my bestie because
Exactly.
that's that's what we do. Well,
That's what we do.
Emily, this was amazing.
Amazing.
I'm
As always. Love chatting with
um
you.
where can people find you? Where are you? How
Great
do they reach
question.
you?
So I am on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Expertly Emily and at my website, expertlyemily.com. How about you, Danielle? Where are you
Yay.
at?
Well, I am on all of those places with a different name. I am on Instagram, TikTok, And Facebook, my tag is princess underscore positivity underscore. And my website is princesspositivity.com. And that's how you can get in touch with me. You can see my shenanigans that I get up to. You can see the deals that are out there. Um, I like to post funny, positive videos too. I like to be on camera if you can't tell. So, um, you'll see a lot of this. And then the shenanigans that I get into, that I think that's a
Hey,
lot of fun.
when you have rainbow hair, you should show it. You should work it. It's
Girl,
gorge.
I live out loud.
I love it. I love
And if this is
it.
your vibe or that is your vibe, reach out to us. We are here. Oh, and you can also find us on Two Tickets and a Tangent. We have our own Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and email. So if you have topics that you'd like us to talk about, DM us, Instagram us. Instagram? No, there's DM there too. Um, you can email us at two tickets in a tangent at gmail.com. Hopefully this will get put up on YouTube and maybe that will be a thing. So yes, so there are so many places you can reach us. We are here. Please give us any recommendations you have of things that you'd like us to talk about, and then maybe we'll talk and then go off on a tangent.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, that too. Do all the things,
All
if
the
you feel so
things.
inclined. Great, awesome.